and in this video we will be talking microeconomics topic, law of demand, and what are the reasons due to which there is a change in demand. Now, law of demand is what? Always I have told you that there is an inverse relation when we talk about the demand, because demand is with respect to the consumers, and consumer will only demand more when the price of the commodity fall. When the price of the commodity is less, only then the consumer will be demanding more. So there is an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. We have to keep other factors constant, and what are those other factors? We already discussed that in the last video. Those factors are income of the consumer, or price of related good, that is substitute good, complementary good, the taste and preference of the consumer. These are the other factors, and these factors are kept constant while we talk about the law of demand. Now, what are the assumptions? Assumptions are the same, that the factors are constant. That means the income of the consumer is constant. No change in substitute goods, no change in complementary goods demand. Then we have the taste and preference. The taste and preference of the consumer is constant. Then we have another one, which is that there is no expectation in future change in prices. That means all the factors over here are constant, and there is only change in the price and demand. Now, the foremost reason why there is an inverse relationship when we talk about the demand, which is, it is law of diminishing marginal utility. That means as we keep on consuming more and more units of a commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. As we keep on consuming more and more units of a commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit goes on diminishing. That is why there is an inverse relationship between the price and demand. And which law is this? This is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Now let me tell you, there is also an exception to this law of demand. And what is the exception? Where when the price rises, the demand also rises. And when this could happen? When there is article of distinction, or it comes under the Veblen goods. That means people who prefer prestigious good, like the demand of diamonds. The demands of diamond only get high when there is a rise in prices. Right, so this is article of distinction. When the price rises, only then the demand of diamond will rise. That means this is an exception to the law of demand. Now we are going to talk about what are the reasons how come the demand changes. Under the change in demand, there are two types of changing in demand. First is the movement along the demand curve. That means this is a simple demand curve, right? So what is the movement along the demand curve? That means the demand curve will be the same. There is only the movement which will happen in the demand curve. That means either there is a, suppose this, okay, we are over here. Now movement means either there could be a downward movement, or there could be a upward movement. Now when there is a upward movement, when there is a downward movement? So as downward movement means that the demand is rising. From here, the demand rises to here. That means Downward movement means price rises, so demand falls. So this means expansion in the demand. My demand is expanding. This means expansion in the demand. Now always remember, when we talk about the movement along the demand curve, that means there is a relationship between the price and the demand, and the other factors are kept constant over here, right? Now downward movement we have talked about. Now comes the upward movement. Now upward movement, from here demand is here, now the demand goes backward. That means earlier my demand was here, now my demand comes here. That means my demand reduced. If my demand reduces, that means the price rises, that is why my demand is reducing. So upward movement means price rises, that is why my demand is reducing. Why? Because the price has increased from here to here. So upward movement means when price rises, demand falls. That means there is a decrease in demand. Earlier, in this case, there was expansion in the quantity demand. In this, there is a contraction in the demand. In this, there is a contraction in the demand. So this is contracted demand, and this is upward movement means the demand is contracted. Downward movement means the demand is increasing. So that means expansion in the demand. I hope you have understood this. Now we will be talking about the second type of demand, which is change in the demand. That means change in demand means when the demand curve changes. When the demand curve changes. Now I am rubbing this. Change in demand. That means my demand was this. Now my demand curve is changing from here to here. That means this is a rightward shift, D to D1, or it could be a leftward shift, which is D2. So my demand curve is changing either rightwards or leftwards. So this is a rightward shift, or this is a leftward shift. There is two type of shifting in the demand. Change in the demand or shift in the demand. Now when this happens, under the shift or change in demand, the other factors which we kept constant, now these factors are changing. Now the factors like the income of the consumer, the substitute goods, the complementary goods, the taste and preference, the expectation in the rise in the prices are changing. Any of one factor is changing, whereas the price is constant under this. The price is constant under this, and only the demand is changing. Only the demand is changing, right? So the price is constant to P, and only the demand is changing. I hope you understood this. Now, rightward shift, leftward shift. When does rightward shift occur and when leftward shift occur? We are going to talk about this. Now, when the income of the consumer increases, that means he will prefer either first is a normal good, second is an inferior good. So when the income of the consumer increases, under the normal good case, what will happen? The price is same and this is the demand curve. Now the income increases. He will prefer more of the normal goods, so there will be a rightward shift in the demand curve. It will change to D to D1, right? So that means his demand changes totally from OQ to OQ1. The price are constant, but due to the change in the income of the consumer, he will prefer more of the goods, so his demand curve will change to D to D1. D to D1. Now, if we talk about, this is about the income rises. When income rises, demand also rises, right? Now, if the income of the consumer falls, he will prefer less of normal goods. So the demand will fall to D2, D2. So this is the case of normal good. So his demand will fall from D2, D2, that means this is a leftward shift. Now we talk about the inferior good case. Inferior good means when the income price remain constant, when the income of the consumer rises, he will prefer less of the inferior goods from D to D1. So this is a leftward shift. When income rises, he will prefer less of inferior goods. So there is a leftward shift. So there is a leftward shift. That means there is an inverse relation. And if income of the consumer fall, he will prefer more of inferior goods. That means it is a rightward shift. This is a rightward shift. I hope you have understood this. Right. Now we will be talking about the complementary goods and substitute goods. Now what are substitute goods? If the price of tea rises, what will happen? My demand for which substitute good? My demand for the coffee rises. That means there is a positive relation. So prices remain constant. This is my earlier demand. Now my demand is the price of tea rises, so demand for coffee will rise. So there is a rightward shift in the demand from D to D1. Prices are constant and my demand is increasing. That means there is a rightward shift in the demand. Now, and vice versa.